Cancer. Cancer. Okay, so the first card we have out, Cancer, is the Death card. What I'm getting here is someone wants to move forward and they want to feel connected, and there's a sense of distance, there's a sense of not being able to achieve this feeling of completeness, this feeling of togetherness. So something must end, something must change in order to move forward here. I feel like this person is looking over the way they have acted and perhaps reacted in the past, and they're questioning the way that they have handled a situation. They're thinking of ways that they could have handled this situation better, but there's no going back. There's a sense of finality, I feel. So let's get into this. This could be past energy, this could be future energy, this could be present energy, this could be someone around you, this could be a cross-watcher, this could be vice versa, but just take it how it resonates. So the next card is the Emperor. So I'm hearing here that they're quite firm. Okay, this is what I'm feeling. They're quite firm in their beliefs. They're wanting a stable family. That's all they want, truly, is a stable family, a stable life in which they have a partner that they can be with and that's theirs forever, okay? And something has to change because they don't feel like they are the Emperor right now. This is what they're striving for, this is what they want to achieve, and I feel like thus far, I feel like their mind has been playing, I want to say playing illusions with them, you know, they haven't really experienced anything to that extent. And they don't feel like there's this feeling that they don't have enough time, there's not enough time, and the days are going by and nothing is progressing. They feel like if they don't have love now, then perhaps there's a fear that they never will have love. And they're scared to be alone. They don't want to be alone. They want to be someone that can support and someone that can provide for a family, I feel. And receive as well. But more so provide. They want to feel like they are appreciated and that their actions contribute to a greater purpose in their relationships. But whatever the situation is, whatever this relationship that they are in is, it's not really playing out the way that they want it to. You know, it's rather just in their minds, you know, going back and forth and trying to feel like this is the one, this is going to work out, this is going to be successful, and not really having those actions, rather it's just thoughts in their head. So, you know, they're trying to believe that being an emperor, being this family, family orientated individual that is successful in their home life and in their relationships. They're trying to believe that this is possible in this situation, and they don't feel like, there's a change that needs to happen here in order for that to perhaps manifest itself in the right way, because I feel like, they're not very satisfied deep down. Okay. So there have been a lot of ups and downs in this relationship. The King of Swords is someone that has a lot of life experience here, and what I'm feeling is this relationship, there's a lot of experience behind it. There's a lot of, this energy where, they have to really look after themselves, I feel, and in situations perhaps they felt a bit alone, they felt a little bit detached and like this was one way. And if this wasn't one way, I just feel like the relationship was very back and forth, and there was a lot of confusion that needed to be addressed, and someone had to be quite strong in order to really make this succeed, make this, they had to really, I feel there was a balance that needed to be made, and it wasn't made. So, they were putting in a lot more effort than they should have been, I feel. And a lot of mental energy here, a lot of brain power, a lot of thought went into this, and it left them quite drained, not just emotionally, but I feel, intellectually, like a brain fog and not being able to concentrate, and really I feel experiencing some physical aspects, to do with their mind, not being really quite clear, and alert. Because all of their energy was being put into this relationship, and frankly it was very draining. And they don't feel like they're the person they used to be. They feel like they've changed. This experience has transformed them in some way, and they're trying to decide whether this is for the best, or if this this experience is a good thing or a bad thing. And I would say that it's a good thing. Okay, because they want, Four of Wands here, they want a stable relationship. They want something that is going to be till the end of time. And, that's the message, my guides just said, till the end of time. And you see how these two individuals, they can be happy with one another. They can celebrate how far they've come. They can really appreciate their relationship and commit to one another and have a lot of passion to give to one another. And this is mutual, this is structured, this is sustainable, and they're moving forward and feeling quite good about the journey so far. They want this, but they're not feeling it. So they're not feeling this appreciation, this sense of gratitude for the journey so far. They're looking back on their journey and they're not seeing this bliss, they're not seeing this harmony, that they wanted to expect out of this. So their expectations, this came out with the Four of Cups here, so their expectations weren't met. There was this imbalance, there was it caused them to withdraw. And I'm just feeling someone emotionally drained, and they cannot focus on these cups. And the reason why they can't, the reason why they're sat here and they're not acknowledging these cups is because if they did acknowledge these emotions, if they did address these cups, I feel like they would be very drained. You know, and they would be questioning what's inside them, you know, because water represents feelings, fulfillment, emotions. And I feel like they're just, you know, their emotions are somewhere else right now. Yeah. And I feel like someone's saying, if I could only tell you what I've been through, you would understand. So someone is resonating with this. I feel that this message is for someone that needs to hear it. And, you know, they've been through quite a bit here, I feel. They want someone who understands them. That someone that's intellectually a match to them, someone that can stimulate their mind. You know, not someone that drains their mind. They want someone that's very stimulating, someone that is going to keep them alert, keep them going and motivate them. Yeah. Six of Pentacles. So this is a card of balance. This is a card of giving and receiving. And this is about achieving long-term and sustainable and long-standing commitment here. They are ready to give. But I feel like the person that they're with is not ready to receive. And if they are ready to receive, it's not in the way that should be. You know, it's not in a way that would be justified. It's not in a way that would really balance out the relationship. You know, they're not really emotionally available. And if they are emotionally available, it's more in a sense of, you know, not being very understanding, I feel. Not understanding really who you are. Yeah. There's not a lot of emotion here. It's quite cold energy, reserved energy. Okay, Cancer. So who is this person that Cancer is with? Who is this person? How do they view the relationship? How does this person view the relationship with Cancer? Okay, Ace of Wands. So they have a lot of passion here. I feel like they aren't sure quite how to express themselves and express this passion. But there is a lot of passion. And they view you as someone that does follow your passion. You know, but then you're here and, you know, you're feeling this sense of being drained, this sense of, you know, not being emotionally fulfilled, not receiving this family relationship, this strong bond, this life commitment. Let's clarify the Ace of Wands. Okay, so they view this relationship as the Ten of Swords here. So I feel like there was a lot of passion that they had to give. You know, that you had to give each other. But so much has happened. I feel the relationship has been so up and down, and you've been through so much together now that it's a bit of an overkill. And you see all of these swords here, what I'm feeling is that each sword is a time where you've had to really try and find balance in the relationship, and you know, these little situations here and there that just haven't really worked out in the way they should have, and you know, someone has been hurt, you know, and this is, you know, stabbed in the back 10 times. So it's a full cycle here. This is the ending of something. This is someone that is completely, you know, at the end, you know. You know, so that passion was, you know, slowly it went away after so many ups and downs, so many challenges. And they've had an awakening now. They have looked at the situation, you know, looked at the relationship for what it really had become, I feel. And this passion that they had, you know, once they looked back over the relationship, once they saw quite how much, you know, of a struggle this had been, this had to come to an end. This was, I feel, a mutual decision here. And I feel like it was a case of they felt like, oh, you just weren't good for one another. You just weren't a good influence on one another. And that they felt was the truth. And I feel like they feel is the truth. And I feel like they see that you do have potential to be this emperor. You do have potential to be this person that can sweep someone off their feet and really look after a family and be secure and be successful, you know, in relationships. But I feel like they don't see that with them. They don't think that anything is possible now. And they don't want to go back to this. They don't want to give this another chance because they feel like they're just going to go back into this cycle again of, you know, resurrecting this relationship with this Ace of Wands card. Resurrecting this relationship and just getting back to this Ten of Swords again. You know, back and forth. You know, because the passion is there. You know, they have this passion, but I feel like they're refusing to acknowledge this passion because they just know where it's going to go. They just know that if they follow their passion, you know, passion alone can't, you know, they feel like this isn't going to be enough passion in order to get through any more challenges. They're done with these challenges. But they do see you as someone that could be successful in a relationship. So they just see it as a bond that you both had together that just didn't quite work out. Okay. Okay. This wasn't a decision that was made quickly, okay? They were in their heads about this for quite a long time. You see, this person, they're sitting, they're waiting here for an answer, and I feel like they were waiting for a sign that this relationship was going to work, that this relationship could survive. And actually, upon this silence, upon really being in deep thought and this period of self-discovery for them, they realised the opposite. They realised that this relationship was not sustainable, and in order to move forward, in order to get some sort of stability and achieve their dreams, I feel like they had to move forward, because this was stagnant. This is stagnation. This is not being able to really move forward. So they saw this relationship as something that was not going to move forward, that was not going to develop. Okay. How did you feel about this relationship, Cancer? I feel like this is over now. I feel like this is the end of a cycle. So I'm not sure whether to ask that or to move on to... No, I feel like you need this. I feel like you need some sort of closure here. How did you feel about this relationship? And this could be vice versa, so let's get both sides. Okay. Wow. Okay, so you saw this relationship as the Ace of Pentacles. You wanted to give stability. You wanted something long-term. There was great potential, and whatever you perceive as valuable, whatever you perceive as successful, I feel like was, you looked at this relationship like this could be that for you. And I'm noticing the path here. And you felt like this was the start of a path. You thought that, with a little bit more time, this could have been something quite special. This was an opportunity. And you were ready to extend your hand. You were ready to commit to this person. Or perhaps you saw them as this energy that was ready to commit, that could be long term. Okay. You felt like you could build together. You felt like they admired you and they recognized your worth and wanted to build a relationship with you that was serious. I feel like you really wanted to create something with this person. And I feel like they did look up to you. I mean, you really both did try over and over again to make this work, and it didn't work. And you really had to think about this. This person here, they had a lot of passion, and they really had to think about this in order to see that this was not the right relationship, that this wasn't going to move forward. And I feel like here as well, you know, there's a sense here of wanting to build and wanting something long term, and there's a lot of value, okay? Yeah, King of Cups. A lot of value, and, you know, there was emotion to give, and I feel like this was shut down in some way. So you see, you were bettering yourself each and every day. You were trying to improve this relationship and focus on investing your emotions and being quite compassionate and understanding towards this individual. And I feel like somewhere down the line, your emotions just, you know, something drained your emotions and caused you to take a step back. And I feel really just hold back your emotions, you know, and not want to feel this, you know, all of this, you know, overwhelming emotion, because it was starting to drain you. But you still feel like, you know, if this was given another chance, if you worked through this together and you focused on something long term, on a commitment, you still feel like you could get those emotions back. Whereas this person, you know, they're completely just, you know, they've really analysed this situation and felt like every angle possible is just, you know, it's going to happen again. Whatever, you know, whatever happened that really pulled you two apart. You know, they're in their minds here, and they're fearful. They feel like this could happen again, and they do not want to be hurt again. And I feel like you're the same. I feel like you're both hurting. Okay. So, 8 of Wands, you want to try again with this person. You're quite passionate about this person, and when you think about them, you know, you just want to see them. You just want to be with them. You want to change. You want to adapt, okay? You know, whatever they need, whatever will bring them back to you in some way. I feel like you would be willing to do that if there was a way, if it was possible. You know, these are areas of love, so perhaps this person really is, I mean, has really made a mark on you. You know, that may be that this is what this represents. They've made a real mark on you forever, and you feel like you have been pinned by their arrow here. You know? So you see this? Every time they try to reignite, you know, this passion, you know, it's every time they try and reignite, it's like it really does pin you, you know, it really does. You know, these arrows of love penetrate you each time. And you get drawn back, and so do they. And it's just back and forth, repeating the cycle. You know, this could be past energy, this could be a past relationship. But I do feel like for some of you, this is happening now. You know, this cycle. How interesting that they have started with the Ace of Wands. And you have here, you know, you're moving forward with the 8 of Wands. So, you know, you're acknowledging all of the passion, you know, and they're kind of acknowledging here, you know, how they started with passion and they've ended here with you know, introspection, and perhaps taking a step back and really going within themselves here. And I feel like you have too. You know, I feel like there's a lot of mixed emotions here, and some mirroring in some aspects, some reflective behaviour here. Okay. Yes, so you see back and forth here, there's indecision with this Two of Swords. This is about someone being at a crossroads and wondering whether to leave this relationship or stay. You know, and by leaving I mean, are they going to try again, or are they going to make this the final time? Okay? And there's a lot of emotionally... I feel like there's a lot of emotions that have been invested here. You know, I'm noticing the water in the background of this picture. And it takes a lot to be able to make a decision, because I'm feeling like you have to block off your emotions. You have to try and turn off those emotions. And I feel like you are being quite successful in doing so, because you're so drained, in order to try and make a decision here. But then we have you moving forward as the Knight of Pentacles. So you do want this commitment, you want this to work. And what I'm noticing here is how we started with you at the Ace of Pentacles. And now, as this decision has been made, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So it's like he's holding out this pentacle. He or she. You know, the Knight. And this is a slow and steady energy. This is, you know, you feel like now you can be reliable, and you are that emperor. You know, you have that capability. You can be that emperor with this person. And it's going to take time and a lot of planning and a lot of commitment, but you feel like you are ready for that journey, and you are going to prepare for that journey. You want to surprise this person. You want to be a dark horse here, and you want to come in and really show them why this could work this time round. You know, so I feel like you believe that with the right plan in place, you know, with the right actions, you will be able to make this, you will be able to reignite this relationship in a new way, to change this relationship into something that is successful, that is going to be fulfilling for both of you. And I feel that was a big decision. You know, something was telling me to see your side of the story here, to see what was going on. And, you know, now I'm glad I did, because I feel like we're looking at something here where something could be reignited. There is potential here. But this person is quite guarded. This person is quite in their emotions. They're quite in their, you know, in their minds about this, okay? They're really giving this some thought, and they feel like you both have just tried everything together, and they're just, frankly, you're exhausted and they're exhausted, and you both love each other, it's clear. But I wonder what's been going on, Cancer. I mean, what's going on between you two? I mean, how are you going to move forward? Let's see. Cancer. You're going to try and understand each other a little bit better, perhaps. Try and see from each other's perspectives and really assess each other's expectations and wants and needs. Okay, so you want to give them true happiness. You want to fulfill them. You want them to feel safe here. So you see this, the Sun card is the happiest card in the deck, and these flowers at the back of this card, they stand firm, they stand tall. This sun is beaming bright, and this individual here, I feel like this is your partner. This is how you want your partner to be. You want your partner to feel safe and free. You know, you want to protect them. You know, these walls here, this child is able to play freely behind these walls in a safe environment. Okay, so I feel like you want them to feel safe and happy. That's your main priority here. So you see the Knight of Pentacles and the Sun, how he's looking. And the background of this Knight of Pentacles card is yellow. So it's like you are seeing this sun, you are seeing this brightness of this sun and the potential that you have to give to this person. And you're really kicking yourself because you're feeling like, oh, I should have done this before. Why didn't I do this before? And perhaps you did, but you really messed up somewhere, I feel. Perhaps you did, or they did, or both of you did. Yeah. I feel like it wasn't intentional, actually. Maybe for some of you it was. I really don't. Okay, whatever this was, whatever these, on and off situations were, these back and forths, I feel like they were unintentional. They were just, I feel, growing pains within the relationship, but they were growing pains that really did hurt someone's feelings. Okay. You want to give this person true happiness and commitment and a stable journey, a safe and stable journey. And you want to move forward past this Ten of Swords. You want to look forward to the future. You don't want to go back, okay, to that energy. And I feel like you're very serious. Especially with the Emperor card at the beginning. You see, there was a Death card and then this was followed by the Emperor. So this was a real change in perspective here. Let's expand on how they feel about you, Cancer. Okay. They're feeling like they have withdrawn. They feel like, okay, I'm getting here that you both feel like you've put a lot of effort into this relationship, but you're both not seeing how, you're not really understanding. It's like one of you feels like they've put in more, they've put in quite a lot to this relationship, and the other person also does, but you're not acknowledging each other's effort here. That's the way I'm feeling. So you both feel like there was an imbalance. So not only you, but they do as well. They feel like this was imbalanced. They feel like they put a lot of work into this. They saw this as something that should have built long term, and they're looking and they're seeing now that, the relationship didn't grow. The relationship somewhere down the line just, the potential was lost and there was no nourishment. There was, if this was a garden, this garden was stopped being watered. And there's them again with this wand, okay? With this passion here. And they're leaning on this passion, trying to look at commitment. You know, they're leaning on this wand here. And they're just, you know, do you see their face here? You know, this is someone that is disappointed in the outcome. They're not disappointed in you, though. I feel like I need to say that. They're not disappointed in you. They actually feel quite fondly of you. They're just disappointed in this relationship and the outcome of this relationship. Okay. How does Cancer's partner feel? Okay. Okay, they feel like this was not victorious. They feel like they lost themselves. But so do you, Cancer, as well. But they do as well. They feel like their truth was not heard. They feel misunderstood. They feel like they want to be honest and true in a relationship. They want a relationship where they can be themselves and feel quite comfortable and feel successful and be valued and show value for their partner. And they feel like this was not achieved here. So really you both are feeling the same way. Okay. And now they're quite stubborn. They're holding back their emotions with this Nine of Cups. But I feel like this is, you know, this is justified. You know, they're quite, it's not that they're being stubborn out of frustration. They're being stubborn because they're scared of getting hurt. You see how they're sitting here with their arms crossed and all these cups behind them that represent their feelings and fulfillment here? They're holding this back. So in a way they're actually holding back their emotions for themselves and denying themselves the ability to enjoy and the ability to feel good, okay, about themselves as well as this relationship. This is quite deep. You know, it's like they've lost themselves in this relationship and they've also had to, I feel, reserve themselves. Okay, what else do we have? Taurus. I don't know why I said Taurus then. Okay, but maybe that's relevant for some of you. Taurus represents being grounded, okay, stability, commitment. So I guess that does make sense, you know, that they didn't feel grounded, they didn't feel stable, they didn't feel like this relationship was making sense now because they were losing themselves. You know, and they thought that this was best for you also. They saw that you had potential, but it wasn't with them. Really just a mutual energy here, you know. In a way, I want you both to reconcile. I want you both to give this a chance. Okay, oh, why do I keep almost saying Taurus? That's interesting. Okay, Cancer's partner. What is on Cancer's partner's mind in this situation? What is on the mind of this individual? We're on a real journey here. So they want to follow their heart. You see how they're holding this cup and there's quite a steady and stable energy moving forward. And I feel like they're moving away from this relationship. They're holding back from this relationship. And one at a time they're going to bring those cups back out. So I feel like if they were reserved, I feel like they are moving forward now with one of their cups and holding the rest back and really testing the waters here, testing the situation and seeing whether this could work or not. So they're making these gestures here and there, these stable gestures, and This could be towards you, okay, if you approach them, or this could be them moving on to another relationship, you know, because they felt like they lost themselves, and they felt like they had to hold back their emotions even from themselves. So if they're following their heart, are they following their heart in this situation, or is there someone else? That's the way I'm feeling here. Either way, there are decisions. Okay, so this is the feeling, this is the thought that I just received from my guides. It said, I'm just not good enough for him. I'm just not good enough for him. Okay, and I feel like you both are equally good enough. You both have, I feel this, you know, there's these growing pains, this confusion, and really it could have worked, but the circumstances just didn't allow for that to happen. And there was, you know, what needed to happen in order for this to work? Let's see. What needed to happen? Okay. So we have the Six of Cups. So this is about giving and receiving. Balance needed to happen. And you see these cups here? These are full of flowers. So this is an equal exchange of emotions. And these two individuals, they have a history with one another. You know, they go back, and if they don't have a long history, they sure did feel like they did. They felt like they had been connected for a very long time from the first time they met, okay? So I feel like they needed to embrace this feeling, they needed to share one another's, they needed to communicate, create a sense of wholeness, create a sense of community, you know, a sense of family here, and sharing and bonding, and, you know, everything to do with, I feel, reciprocation, you know? There needed to be some sort of nurturing. And this came out with the Seven of Cups. So this is someone quite confused, quite in their emotions, daydreaming and not being able to decide, okay? So perhaps someone had, you know, their mind wasn't on this relationship. They weren't truly focused on this relationship. They didn't have clear thoughts here. And, you know, this led to confusion. This led to a lot of heartbreak. And there needed to be clarity. They needed to pick a cup and move forward. They needed to invest more than they did and to focus solely on this commitment, I feel. You know, because it's like, this is saying here, you know, there should have been an equal give and take, but then, you know, over here, you know, there's no focus on this giving and receiving. There's just focus on all of these cups and all the potential. So perhaps if someone was daydreaming too much and wasn't actually focusing really on the actual relationship as much as they should have been, you know, or perhaps they needed something, they needed some inspiration here, they needed some variety, they needed to, you know, to change, you know, there needed to be some sort of change, they needed to change things up. But I'm just getting that, you know, this wasn't balanced. This really wasn't. And I feel like you know that, Cancer. You know it wasn't balanced. Okay. I feel like you both have the free will to make this work. You have the free will to, Make this happen. So this can't be, you know, there was never truly a final end in a situation, right? Because if you want something to work bad enough, you know, you can work on manifesting this and you can make it happen. You know, if you feel like you can give them true happiness and that you want to commit, I feel like this person is slowly trying to rebuild their heart. So there could be a way forward. As long as it does not involve hurt, as long as you communicate with one another and you try to give equally, okay? To appreciate one another truly. And I feel like, you know, this is about being aware of that, being more aware of how much the relationship means and how fragile relationships can become when communication shuts down. Yeah. Because I see you here wanting to give and them wanting to build back their emotional fulfillment, you know? And you both do, okay? You both want some sort of stability out of this. You know, this is really mutual energy, mutual feelings, just interpreted in different ways. You know, this could be a twin flame relationship because of the Four of Wands. Wow. So we have the King of Pentacles. This is someone that's quite successful and they, through a lot of hard work, have accomplished quite a lot in their life, I feel. And this is a relationship where the more work that is put in, the more comfortable they will be and the more I feel stability will be achieved here. So I feel like if this relationship did go forward and you chose to move forward and really work on this, I feel like, you know, there could be some success, there could be some comfort, there could be true abundance here. And I feel like if someone said this, perhaps one of you really wouldn't be able to believe it. You know, or perhaps you wouldn't want to believe it deep down, you know, because of how much you both have been through now. But I feel like, okay, let's just see, okay? Let's have some other cards here. Okay, juggling commitments, feeling confused, feeling like there needs to be balance, okay? There's not smooth waters here. So here we go again, right? So we have the King of Pentacles here. We have, you know, hard work brings success here with the King of Pentacles. And then next to this we have, you know, trying to find balance again. Indecisiveness. You know, not calm water here, you know. Are we going back and forth again? You know, if this relationship did go forward, are we just going back and forth again? No. Okay, wow. Okay, so we have the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles, this is someone that is, I feel there's harmony. So after balancing out these pentacles here, you know, this is these two individuals working together here to find balance, to find, you know, to discuss these commitments, these long-term goals that they both have, and wanting something sustainable. I'm really talking about the future here. I'm noticing the infinity sign, okay? And then we have here achieving harmony, achieving success. This is well-deserved success. This is someone that has put in a lot of hard work here to get where they are and to find harmony and to grow this garden. Okay, so you see how I made a reference earlier to a garden not being watered? You know, this energy, this is the way they feel, right? You know, this is the way they feel at the moment, this energy here. You know, they're looking upon this garden and they're seeing that, you know, this isn't flourishing, this has not been watered, this has been neglected, and there's no growth, okay? But then I feel like here, you know, this is what would happen if this was nourished, if this was nurtured in the right way. Pentacles everywhere. This is value, this is success and harmony. Quite an independent energy as well. So perhaps, you know, this is someone feeling like themselves again. These two individuals balancing out these pentacles, balancing out this long-term commitment of theirs, and trying to move forward in a way and succeeding, okay? And they're succeeding because they're looking at the long term. Okay, moving forward despite any challenges, okay, being able to invest their actions, their emotions, their commitments and their passion, okay? Being driven to succeed, wanting to, I feel, spend their lives together. I also see the Chariot as your card, Cancer. So, you know, this is about being who you are and standing by someone that you truly love and truly care about and want to give happiness to. Taking all of this past hurt and bringing it forward in a way where you can learn from your experiences and not go through the same mistakes again. Turning those mistakes into growth, okay? And being able to understand each other and see each other's point of view. Yeah, Knight of Swords. So this person moves forward with intellect, with, I feel, in order to move forward on their journey, in order to overcome any challenges, they use their mind and they really think things through. They're quite intelligent individuals and they embrace their truth here. The swords are all about truth. Okay, so moving forward honestly, moving forward in a way that's going to fulfill you both. Taking the time to analyse situations and understand one another completely from all angles, from an open perspective. Okay, so this is what could happen. This is what could happen if this past hurt was addressed in the right way. You know, we have the King of Pentacles and we have the Nine of Pentacles here. Okay, the cards may have changed a little bit. I just had to replace my camera battery. And I'm back now. I just moved them over because I feel like there's more to say. So Cancer, I feel like there is a decision to be made here. Whether this is, you know, whether to give this another chance. You know, because there is potential here, or whether to walk away. And I feel like some of you may have already walked away, but, you know, others of you are willing to give this a chance. And there's a firm decision here. There's going to be some clarity here that needs to happen. Okay. So what I'm seeing is there is going to be justice. The Justice card did come out. And this has come out with the Three of Swords here. So something is going to be made right. There is going to be something equal here. And this is quite final. So this could either be a finality of this relationship. This could be a heartbreak. The Three of Swords can also represent third-party situations, I feel. So there could have been some third-party situations, and now I feel like this is karma in a way. This is a karmic relationship. You know, but there is a twin flame energy as well, so we can't deny that. I feel like the justice here is either to the heartbreak itself, you know, if this was a really quite a painful relationship, perhaps the justice is that it had to end because one was, you know, there was some event that happened that really changed the relationship, or this is justice in a way of healing that broken heart and addressing the heartbreak and moving forward. And I feel like here this is a decision. Yeah, we do have the Change card here, so this is divine timing. You see the Justice card and the Change card. These are two major arcanas here. And this is about the wheel turning regardless, this change happening regardless. Moving away from one another. Or moving forward past this heartbreak. Two very misunderstood individuals, definitely. Nobody's truly in the wrong here. I feel like, you know, there was lessons here for both of you that were learnt. Some weren't addressed, and perhaps the lesson was that they weren't addressed. That's, you know, a lesson to be more open, to be to communicate, to invest more into love. And if this is a twin flame journey, I mean, we do see that here with the push and the pull and the push and the pull. So this could very well be a twin flame journey that has, you know, that's deciding here upon a new path. Yeah. The 5 of Swords. I feel like there needs to be a real understanding for each other's emotions. Understanding the hurt that you both have been through with one another. Compassion. Discussing this, you know, before walking away. Discussing with each other, because you're both thinking about this, you're both in your heads about this. But there needs to be some sort of, before letting go, there really should be some sort of consideration made. Some sort of closure, some final closure. Because you both, I feel, equally made the decision to end this relationship. But then you didn't fully talk the situation through. So this is someone moving on to a new journey, recognizing that there is more ahead, okay, away from these cups that they have invested here. But you see how these cups are incomplete? It looks to me that the top section of the cups, you know, they're not finished properly, okay? And I feel like this is saying that there's unfinished communication here, and perhaps that's why, you know, this is coming up in a video. This is, coming out now, the energy for you, Cancer. You know, I'm really getting a sense here of there needs to be some sort of closure. Or some sort of reconciliation, and that doesn't have to be a relationship. That can be, you know, just talking things through. But we do know that if you both did attempt a relationship again, that it could be successful. We have come to that, you know, this is shown now. This is in the cards. But, you know, if this isn't the case, if this is going to end, then, you know, there's this understanding, Cancer, that is being stressed here, that's just, that's, you know, being called for. And I feel like after this conversation, there's going to be success, there's going to be some sort of wish fulfillment. The journey ahead is going to feel a lot smoother. Because I feel like there is a sense here of there's a big journey ahead. And those steps forward are going to be made, and the question is whether to make those steps without addressing this situation, or to really address this situation and make those steps feeling like you're understood, feeling like you've both made the right decision, truly, deep down, you know, not masking anything, not hiding anything, not burying anything. Yeah, Queen of Cups. being upfront to each other about feelings. I feel like this is so important. This individual is quite sensitive, okay? They share their emotions, they're quite protective, and they are caring from a distance, okay? And what I feel like this represents is how the both of you just, I feel like, need to let your walls down, both of you, okay? I'm not saying one individual or the other, I'm saying that, you know, there's this sense here that both of you are quite guarded, both of you are a little bit drained emotionally here. And perhaps being so drained, this would unburden itself. This would, you know, a big part of emotional, this emotional exhaustion might be actually just from not being able to discuss this in the way that it was supposed to be discussed. And I feel like you agree with me. I feel like you're agreeing with me right now. You're thinking, yeah, it's true. But how? The question is how this happens. And it's about allowing oneself to, you know, let those walls down. You know, letting those walls down in order to rebuild. The Ace of Cups here, you know. Extending emotions. I feel like there's a lot of energy here because the camera's struggling to focus. So I feel like this is a really important message, okay, for whoever this resonates with. Do you see this cup? This cup is overflowing. You know, this is building emotions. This is bonding. Expressing. This is all about expression and emotional fulfillment here. Perhaps you want to give them commitment. You want to give them stability and make them feel safe. But most importantly, you know, you want them to feel happy. But as well, more than anything, not just happiness, you want them to, you know, you want to build each other, you know, from the inside. You want that heart, you want that passion, okay? But not just passion, but emotional understanding, an emotional bond, an emotional connection. And I feel like you both have that. But you just need to go back to that, you know, whatever initially brought you two together, whatever initially gave you this deep emotion, okay, what you loved about each other, and you still do love about each other, okay? I'm not getting that either of you are quite, you know, both of you, I feel, admire one another. I feel like you just need to go back to, you know, how it first began, how those seeds of love were planted, you know. And we did get that as well, didn't we? We asked, you know, what does this relationship need? Equal give and take. And also the Six of Cups. This represents memories. Okay, this represents nostalgia. You know, going back to how it first began. That exchange of love that really, I feel, connected both of you on a real deep level here. And if this is twin flame, then it would have been quite intense. It would have been quite a realization here, I feel. And, you know, going back to that feeling, going back to, you know, what's really is deep inside both of you. A foundation must come down in order to build, okay? This is how I feel. Queen of Swords. Being open, being honest, being true to yourselves, embracing your truth, getting through the good and the bad, okay? For better, for worse, in a commitment here. these challenges, these challenges make the Queen of Swords grow stronger. Looking at what you both have been through from a perspective of look how far we have come, look how far, you know, look at what challenges we have faced, and look how strong we are, and look how loving we are to one another now, and how we have been able to get through this. That's the Queen of Swords energy. Wow. And we've seen what this can be, Cancer. We've seen. This is embracing who you both are. Okay, this is about, you know, it's almost like this here, this Nine of Pentacles here, this King of Pentacles has that one last pentacle here, and he's going to give that here to make it a Ten of Pentacles. Okay, the 9 and then the 10 here. You see? He gives that one pentacle and then it's complete. You know, this relationship could be, you know, an equal exchange, a supportive relationship, a relationship that could blossom, that can grow. Look at how much they're surrounded by nature, they're surrounded by harmony. Okay, through hard work. There's a need to stress this, that both these individuals are, this is well-deserved, you know, success for both of them. You know, these cards, that's what these cards represent to their core. You know? This is something to consider. But please, if some of you are going to move on, please do not just end situations, end relationships with this much of a connection with, you know, I feel, you know, without that closure, without that discussion, without that conversation that's really going to benefit both of you. Yeah, you see the Temperance card. This is Major Arcana again, okay? This is about justice. And then now we have the Temperance card. This is about balancing. You see these cups here? This person, you know, this is a relationship that finds harmony, that can find peace, okay, through discussion, through an equal exchange, okay? The Temperance card is all about, I feel like it's the universe saying, you know, this is important. This should be addressed in a way that is balanced. And we have the Justice card as well. You know, this is about equality. This is about giving and receiving. You're both very beautiful people. I mean, I'm getting that. I'm getting a sense of that. I'm getting a sense of love as well. You know, whatever you two have buried deep in your hearts, there's love there. There's no doubt about it. There's love, and with this love, there's a lot of heartbreak. There's a lot of walls up, okay? Queen of Wands, protective, maternal, growing seeds, focusing on planting, focusing on nurturing, overlooking a situation, not just with passion, but with the love and care in order for it to grow, using their intuition. Honesty, love and care. I feel like you both know this. You both know this. I feel like I felt some of you reply then saying, okay, yes, this is true, this is all true, but it's easier said than done. As in, opening up and, you know, discussing this and really taking this leap of faith here. You know, for some of you, it's you know, you've been hurt, you're quite guarded, okay? And it's difficult, you know, to open up. And I feel like there's a lot of emotion there that is going to come out if you do so. So I do understand that. But this is only what, you know, the energy I'm receiving, you know. This is what is truly deep inside yourselves. You're just being true to who you are. We've been on quite a journey today. I'm just the messenger. And before I started this reading, I tend to pick a playlist to listen to that's going to really stimulate my mind. And I do want to say that I was drawn to reconnection and healing, angelic healing. So that might be relevant to some of you. Reconnection, angelic healing. This is you. You know, actually, this is both of you. Cancer, this is my card for you, the Moon card. Okay, you see, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of clarity that's needed. There's a lot of overthinking and confusion. Some pain here as well. And this is what I'm sensing. I'm sensing that both of you have been quite confused. And this came out here with the Hermit card. So going inside yourselves, taking time apart, going within and finding wisdom, introspection, and growing. It's the growth that we get when we allow ourselves some time to think about a situation. And I feel like after this time, you know, this could be you now, the Hermit, really taking time to think about this relationship. And coming out of that and gaining clarity. Gaining clarity. Following the path forward that is going to bring clarity. Wow. Is there anything else? I feel like some of you want me to pull 2 more cards, so I'm going to. 2 more cards. There's clarity. This is it. I mean, this has been a real journey for both of you, and you've had to be so strong. So the clarity is letting go. So you see the chains here on this card, they're loose. These people, they may feel trapped, they may feel like this is an unhealthy situation, you know? But this is in their minds, and with the right willpower they can just take off those chains, okay, because they're already loose, and let go of past unhealthy and toxic relationships. You know, and this could be letting go of the past that you've both had where you've struggled with one another in one way or another, okay? Letting go of that unhealthy behaviour, finally, putting an end to it. I'm going to put this in the middle now because we have filled up the table. This is either, you know, choosing to let go of an unhealthy relationship or choosing to let go of unhealthy behaviours within a relationship. That's the clarity. Okay, actually, you know what I'm getting? My guides are telling me to just hold this up to you. Okay, what do you see here that is unhealthy? What do you truly see? Both of you. What do you both see when you look at this card, when you think about unhealthy and toxic behaviour? And now it's a case of addressing this. How do we let go of those chains that are already loose, okay? Because it's a mental thing. How do we let go of these chains? How do we address this? So, you know, that's a point of discussion here, I feel. Some clarity, please, for Cancer. Moving forward. Clarity. Okay, taking time. The Four of Swords. You know, letting this slowly, you know, being quite thankful and appreciative for one another and the challenges that you've been through. And also taking the time moving forward to really see life and see the relationship for what it truly is, and being quite aware of each other and aware of the decisions moving forward, okay? Making sure that those decisions are stable ones that aren't going to lead, you know, to the same behaviour, the same unhealthy behaviour. Okay, in whatever way that resonates, in whatever that is, you know. And there's stability, there's structure to be made here. So I want to say the story behind this card. So this card is representing here how knights used to go out for battle, okay? And they didn't think that they were going to survive these battles. So they would pre-make their coffins before they went out to battle so that, you know, when they came back, you know, and they hadn't survived, they had, you know, this already arranged for them. But this card actually resembles those that did survive, that did make it home after this battle, that did, you know, survive this battle. What they would do is they would sit in their pre-made coffin, they would lay in there. You see how it's open? They would lay in this open coffin and they would just appreciate being able to survive this challenge, okay? So I feel like here it's about viewing the challenges as surviving these challenges, as getting through these challenges. And also here, you know, these people, there was almost an end here, you know, with this, you know. There was almost an end, very, very close, you know. They went out to battle, they thought they weren't going to survive, but they did. They're laying in this coffin, they're appreciating their life right now. They're appreciating the way forward that they make, their path forward, okay? And their path forward is going to be one that really aligns with what they want and their purpose, because they know that they've been so close now to the end, that whatever they're doing moving forward, they're going to make sure that this is something they value, something that they are going to really grow from and perceive as very valuable, you know. And they're also appreciating their life more, so they want to focus on situations that really mean the world to them. So that's what this card represents, okay? Gratitude, a deep thought, deep meaning, knowing really the truth and understanding the path forward and taking time to think about the path forward. You know, they're laying here and they're really reflecting. Okay. Wow, what a reading, Cancer. I feel like you both have a lot of potential. I feel like you both love each other very much. Okay. Thank you for sharing this journey with me, and thank you for your time, Cancer. I do wish you all the love in the world.